Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of the world's most dangerous carnivorous plants. This presentation is all about these fascinating, meat-eating flora, plants that have evolved amazing ways to capture and digest animal prey. We'll explore their incredible adaptations and learn why they thrive in such challenging environments. So, get ready for a journey into the wild and weird side of the plant kingdom. Let's take a closer look at the Venus flytrap, scientifically known as Dionea muscipula. This fascinating plant is native to the wetlands of North and South Carolina, where it has adapted to a very specific environment. What makes it so iconic is its sophisticated snap trap mechanism. It has tiny, sensitive trigger hairs on the inside of its leaves, which act like biological tripwires. When an unsuspecting insect touches multiple hairs within just a few seconds, the trap responds instantly, snapping shut in less than a tenth of a second. That quick reflex is crucial for catching prey efficiently. Now, what's really remarkable is that the Venus flytrap can distinguish between actual prey and other stimuli, like raindrops or debris. This ability helps it avoid wasting energy closing when there's nothing worth eating. Despite its fierce reputation, it's important to remember that these plants are actually endangered. Habitat loss and overcollection from the wild threaten their survival, highlighting the importance of conservation efforts. So, in the context of plant adaptations, the Venus flytrap showcases how evolution has given plants extraordinary tools not just for survival, but for actively capturing food in nutrient-poor environments. It really exemplifies the incredible diversity of plant strategies in nature. Now, let's take a closer look at Nepenthes raja, often called the giant pitcher plant. This incredible species is endemic to Mount Kinabalu in Borneo, meaning it's found nowhere else in the world. What makes it truly remarkable is its size. These pitchers can grow up to 41 centimeters tall, which is about the height of a small ruler. They can also hold around 3.5 liters of digestive fluid, making them the largest pitchers among all carnivorous plants. Unlike many other plants that rely solely on photosynthesis, Nepenthes raja is a carnivore that hunts larger prey. While most pitcher plants catch insects, this giant has the capacity to trap much bigger animals. Frogs, lizards, even small birds can end up falling into its massive pitchers, and in some cases, tiny rodents like rats are caught too. It's a true predator in the plant world. What's especially fascinating is the relationship this plant has developed with mountain shrews. Researchers have observed that these shrews feed on nectar produced by the plant and, in the process, defecate into the pitchers. This provides the Nepenthes raja with additional nitrogen, which is a vital nutrient that helps it grow and thrive in its nutrient-poor environment. So, in essence, Nepenthes raja isn't just a giant predator. It's part of a complex ecosystem with unique interactions that support its survival. It exemplifies how plants can adapt in extraordinary ways to their surroundings, perfectly aligning with the overall theme of nature's incredible diversity and adaptation. Now, let's take a closer look at the yellow pitcher plant, or Sarracenia flava, which is a fascinating example of a carnivorous plant. Native to the southeastern United States, these plants can actually grow quite tall, up to about a meter. Their most striking feature is their bright yellow tubular leaves that form a sort of natural trap. These leaves are not just for show. They function as deadly pitfall traps designed to capture insects. The plant entices prey with sweet nectar that it secretes on the rim of the pitcher, combined with a crippling toxin that incapacitates the insects. Once an insect lands on the rim, it often slips on the waxy, slippery inner walls of the pitcher and tumbles down into the digestive fluid at the bottom. Additionally, the plant has downward-pointing hairs inside the pitcher that prevent the captured prey from climbing back out. This combination of features makes the yellow pitcher plant highly specialized, mainly capturing flying insects and crawling arthropods. Overall, this plant exemplifies how evolution has crafted a highly efficient, natural insect trap, connecting to our broader theme of survival strategies and adaptation in the plant kingdom. Now, let's take a closer look at Drosera pulchella, also known as the pygmy sundew. Despite its tiny size, only about 15 to 20 millimeters wide. This plant is a remarkably effective predator. Its small stature might make it seem harmless, but it employs a deadly strategy to catch its prey. The leaves are covered with tentacle-like structures that secrete a sticky mucilage. Think of it as a natural glue. When a small insect lands on the leaf, it quickly gets ensnared by this adhesive trap. What's fascinating is how patient and strategic this plant is. Once an insect is caught, the tentacles don't just stay still. They slowly curl inward, bringing the prey into contact with more digestive glands. This gradual movement is crucial because it ensures the insect is thoroughly covered, maximizing the plant's ability to digest it effectively. The plant then secretes enzymes that break down the insect's body, allowing it to absorb essential nutrients. This entire process can take several weeks, so it's a slow but steady form of nutrition acquisition. Another interesting point is how Drosera pulchella attracts its prey. It secretes sweet-smelling substances that resemble morning dew, an inviting sight for tiny insects. But in reality, it's a clever trick, a deadly adhesive trap waiting to catch its next meal. This combination of visual and olfactory cues ensures the plant maintains a reliable food source in its environment. Overall, this tiny yet formidable plant exemplifies nature's ingenuity, using a combination of visual mimicry and specialized structures to hunt effectively, even on a small scale. It highlights the fascinating adaptations carnivorous plants have developed to survive in nutrient-poor soils, connecting back to our theme of extraordinary plant survival strategies. Now, let's take a closer look at the large floating bladderwort, or Utricularia species. These fascinating plants are aquatic ambush predators, meaning they rely on stealth and speed to catch their prey. They have no roots and simply drift freely in ponds and lakes all around the world. In fact, you'll find species on every continent except Antarctica, which really shows how adaptable they are. What makes bladderworts particularly intriguing is their highly sophisticated trapping mechanism. Despite their seemingly simple appearance, they possess some of the fastest and most efficient traps in the plant kingdom. These traps are tiny bladder-like sacs equipped with trigger hairs. When a small aquatic creature brushes against these hairs, the trapdoor opens in less than a millisecond, faster than you can blink. This rapid action creates a vacuum inside the bladder, which then sucks in the prey along with surrounding water before sealing shut again. It's a remarkable example of biological engineering, and it's important to note that these plants mainly target microscopic prey, things like protozoa, water fleas, mosquito larvae, and other tiny invertebrates. Over their lifetime, they can process hundreds of these small catches, making them efficient and vital parts of their ecosystems. Overall, bladderworts exemplify how even the smallest plants can have incredibly complex and effective survival strategies, which ties back to our broader theme of adaptation and innovation in nature. Let's take a closer look at the cobra lily, or Darlingtonia californica, which is often called the serpentine deceiver. As you can see, it gets its name because it resembles a striking cobra, which makes it quite the fascinating plant. This species is quite rare and is native exclusively to cold mountain bogs and seeps in northern California and Oregon. Its distinctive hooded pitchers are really a marvel of nature. They feature this arched hood that looks like a snake's head and a forked tongue appendage hanging below, adding to its serpentine appearance. One of the most interesting adaptations of the cobra lily is how it creates a complex labyrinth of false exits. This design tricks insects into thinking they've found a way out, only to lead them deeper into the trap. It's a clever way to maximize prey capture. Additionally, the hood has translucent windows, or fenestrations, that help disorient insects by confusing their sense of direction, making it easier for the plant to trap them. Inside the pitcher, downward-pointing hairs act like guides, steering the insects toward the digestive fluids at the bottom. Unlike many other pitcher plants, the cobra lily can't produce its own digestive enzymes. Instead, it relies on bacteria that assist in breaking down the prey. This partnership with bacteria is a remarkable example of how plants can adapt to their environments to survive and thrive. So overall, the cobra lily isn't just a pretty plant. It's a sophisticated predator that has evolved unique features to survive in its specialized habitat. Its serpentine appearance, labyrinthine traps, and reliance on bacterial helpers all highlight the incredible diversity of strategies plants use to capture nutrients in nutrient-poor environments. Now, let's talk about the incredible ingenuity of nature's predators, carnivorous plants. These plants have evolved fascinating adaptations to survive in some of the most nutrient-poor environments around the world. Instead of relying solely on soil, they've turned to capturing prey to get the nutrients they need, which is a remarkable example of ecological adaptation. When we look at their hunting strategies, it's clear there's a diversity of mechanisms at play. Some have snap traps that quickly close to trap insects. Others use pitfall traps where prey falls into a cavity and can't escape, while some have sticky adhesive surfaces to cling onto their prey, and a few employ suction traps that suck in insects with rapid movements. Each of these strategies represents a different evolutionary path, parallel solutions to the common challenge of nutrient scarcity. However, it's important to recognize that many of these fascinating species are now facing serious threats. Habitat destruction, climate change, and overcollection for the plant trade are putting numerous species at risk of extinction. Conservation efforts are becoming more urgent than ever to preserve these botanical marvels. On a brighter note, these plants aren't just interesting, they also inspire scientific research. Their unique adaptations have influenced fields like biomimicry, leading to innovative technologies, and they help us understand convergent evolution, how different species develop similar traits independently, driven by comparable environmental pressures. As we wrap up, remember that carnivorous plants are among the most fascinating examples of evolutionary innovation in nature. They've effectively reversed the usual food chain, turning into predators to thrive in environments where other plants struggle. Their survival and adaptation remind us of nature's incredible resilience and ingenuity.